So we're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam. This is 10th canto, chapter 85, titled Lord Krishna Instructs Vasudeva. So I've been asked to read 26, 27, 28. What is on the board? 26 is on the board, okay. So we will start with 26, which is on the board. Shri Sukha Uvacha Evam Bhagavata Rajan Vasudeva Udahitaha Shrutva Vinashta Nanadis Tusnim Prita Mama Abud Shri Sukadeva Shri Sukha Uvacha Evam Bhagavata Raja Vasudeva Udaritaha Sutta Vinastana Dish Tusnim Prita Mama Tusnim Prita Mama Bud. Next person, chant. Evam Bhagavata Raja Translation to text number 26. Sukadeva Goswami said, O king, hearing these instructions spoken to him by the Supreme Lord, Vasudeva became freed from all ideas of duality. Satisfied at heart, he remained silent. Text number 27-28. Ata tatra kuru shrishra devaki sarva devatam Shritani tani guru patram Amajabhyam suvismita Krishna ramo samashravya putram kamsa vihimsitam Smaranti kripanam praha vaiklavat asuluchana. Translation to text number 28 and 27. So 27, 28. At that time, O best of the Kurus, the universally worshipped Devaki took the opportunity to address her two sons, Krishna and Balaram. Previously, she had heard with astonishment that they had brought their spiritual master's son back from death. Now, thinking of her own sons who had been murdered by Kamsa, she felt great sorrow, and thus, with tear-filled eyes, she beseeched Krishna and Balaram. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Vasudeva's love for Krishna had been disturbed because his awareness of Krishna's opulences conflicted with seeing him as his son. In a different way, Devaki's love was somewhat distracted by her lamentation for her dead sons. So Krishna arranged to relieve her of the mistaken idea that anyone else but him was actually her son. Since Devaki is known to be worshipped by all great souls, her show of maternal affection must actually have been an effect of the Lord's Yogamaya, who increases the pleasure of his pastimes. Thus, in text number 54, Devaki will be described as Mohita Maya Vishnu, bewildered by the internal energy of Lord Vishnu. Om Jnanati Mirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurumitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadada Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrindam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So this is a very beautiful part of Srimad Bhagavatam, where Lord Krishna instructs Vasudeva, of course, and Devaki. Why? Because they knew that Krishna was their son because he appeared from them. But at the same time, Krishna manifested extraordinary activities which made them become conflicted, or their affection was kind of disturbed, because Krishna at the same time he was exhibiting his power as Bhagavan. This will be the case with any mother and father. We just have a small boy in the house who is able to, do extraordinary things. Yeah, it can be very, very much disturbing to the relationship between mother and father. You don't know who this boy is. Yes, so in that way, here, in this chapter, Devaki and Vasudeva, they had that conflict of relationship with Krishna. Why? Because they heard about him. So, in this chapter, which consists of 59 verses, this chapter, it gives us that clue into Krishna's relationship with Vasudeva and Devaki. So this chapter consists of 3 sections. So the first section is from verse 1 up to 26. And the next section, 27 up to 46, is the second section. And then the third section is from verse 47 to verse number 59. So in this section, or you could say this verse that we began it with, 26, fall in the first section of this part of Bhagavatam. So in this section, Sutta Goswami is relating how one day Krishna and Balaram, after worshipping their father Vasudeva, how they were praying to Vasudeva, and explains about the sages of Kurukshetra, how they declared Sri Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, and then Vasudeva, having been worshipped or given respect by Krishna, and then Vasudeva responded by praising them, because he understood that Krishna and Balaram, they were Supreme Personality of Godhead. And in reciprocation to that, Krishna explained how he is the soul of the universe to Vasudeva. Yes, I am indeed the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One who is without a second. And this is what is going on in this chapter, how the Lord is reciprocating with Vasudeva. So in the Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 8 of the 7th canto, there Prabhupada used the word Duranta Shakti. Duranta Shakti, Prabhupada explains that it refers to the Lord as one whose potencies and activities are difficult to understand. Just like Jiva Goswami, in Jiva Goswami, Jattasandarbha explains why Krishna's potencies and activities are difficult to understand. It's because, according to Jattasandarbha, when we refer to Bhagavan, where we refer to the Swayam Bhagavan. There are so many Bhagavans. There is Bhagavan. Even in India, you can find Bhagavan in any corner. But we are referring to the Swayam Bhagavan, the original Bhagavan, the absolute reality. Om Punam Punam Ada. Yes, we are referring to that entity who is of exclusive consciousness or exclusively pure consciousness. Why? Because this living entity, which we call Bhagavan, takes support from nothing else except its own potencies. Understand? This is Tattva, this is truth. What is the difference between us and Bhagavan? Is that Bhagavan is that entity who takes support from his own potencies. That's the difference. So that's why Krishna is very confusing even to Vasudeva. So here in this part of Bhagavatam, they were hearing how Krishna and Balaram, after graduating from school, when they were supposed to give dakshina, the Guru said, my dakshina is that you bring back my dead son, who was taken by one creature who lives in the ocean. What was his name? Panchajana, Yes. So Krishna Balaram, they dived deep into the ocean, they killed that demon, and then they brought back the son of their guru back to life. So Devaki, when he heard this news, he was thinking, I'm also in the same predicament. I'm in the same situation. I lost 6 sons before Krishna and Balaram. Maybe Krishna and Balaram also can bring back my sons. So, as a result of that, in this chapter, Krishna and Balaram are being requested by Devaki to bring back the departed sons of Devaki, which of course Krishna did that. They came back from death temporarily and they departed immediately after giving darshan to Devaki, and these sons also departed again. So this is the potency of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that is why Queen Kuti says, Krishna Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha. And Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. I offer my, he says, therefore, I offer my respect, full obeisances to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who has become the son of Vasudeva and the pleasure of Devaki, Devaki Nandana, and the cowherd boy of Nanda, Maharaj, and other cowherd boys of Raj, and Govindaya Namo Namaha, who gives pleasure to the cows and the sons. It's very, very beautiful. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but he has decided to become the son of Devaki. And, of course, Devaki and, Vasudeva and Devaki. But he is not nobody's son. Why does he decide to become the son of Vasudeva and Devaki? Because of their devotion. He was attracted by devotion. So here Prabhupada also in the purport, he makes a point about the bewilderment of Devaki, that this is, Prabhupada says, thus, in the 54th verse, Devaki will be described as Mohita Mayaya Vishnu, bewildered by the internal energy of Vishnu. So it is Yogamaya. Yogamaya Samamvita. So Yogamaya has 2 potencies, Mugdha and Unmukhi Mohini. Unmukhi Mohini refers to the aspects of Yogamaya that attract Krishna and his devotees to perform pastimes. She does so. She attracts the Lord and his devotees to engage in some pastime. And Unmugdha is the potency of Yogamaya that covers the Lord and make him forget that he is Bhagavan, so that he can enjoy these leelas. And then the devotees, the same potency, cover the devotees also, make them think Krishna is my friend, Krishna is my son, etc. But actually, he remains Bhagavan. But according to Yogamaya, in order for Krishna to enjoy these pastimes, he forgets that he is God. He starts, blowing the buffalo horn like any cowherd boy. And he's heading the cows. He thinks that he's a cowherd boy. When Mother Yasoda chastises him, also he cries, he runs. He runs when Mother Yasoda is chastising him with a stick. Krishna is running. He is afraid of Mother Yasoda. But he is still Bhagavan. When Mother Yasoda catches up with him, says, open your mouth. I heard that you have eaten some dirt. Krishna opens the mouth, Mother Yasoda says, what? The entire universe. And she faints. So these activities are conducted by Yogamaya. So that's why Krishna is referred to as Duranta Shakti. One who is difficult, whose activities are difficult to understand, and also his potencies are very difficult to understand. That one day he's Bhagavan, and then he's crying. He's fearful of Mother Yasoda. It's very, very difficult to understand. But this is the highest relationship that any being can have with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Where the Lord becomes like your friend, Shakyaras. Where the Lord is acting as your son, Vatsalaras. So this is Vatsalaras. Just like we see also in the 10th canto, when Lord Krishna or Indra is showering rain to Braj to destroy it. It is said that this rain was very cold. The cows and the residents of Vrindavan, they were shivering due to the cold rain, which in Mumbai you don't have experience of. But I lived in England. When it is cold, the rain is cold. You feel it. Or also in Russia. But in Mumbai, it's Swargaloka. The rain is warm, everything is warm. But this rain of Raj was frigid. It was cold. And then the Gopas and the Gopis of Raj, they cried out, Krishna, Krishna, Mahabhaga. Oh Krishna, most fortunate one. What they are saying? Gokulanath Prabhu, you are the master of Gokul. Please, only you can protect us from the wrath of the King of Heaven. Why? Because you are Kupitat Bhakta Vatsala. Bhakta Vatsala means Vatsala Ras. What happens in Vatsala Ras? We see this between the parents and the children. The mother will bring the child closer to her chest. And then the child will do what? Will keep quiet, even is crying. Because once she comes in contact with the chest, she feels safe. So Krishna is called Bhakta Vatsala. Bhaja Bhagata Vatsala Shri Guru Hari. Because he does the same thing, he brings his devotees closer towards his chest and give them total protection. So that way, Krishna has many names according to his relationship with his devotees and according to his activities. For his beauty is called Madan Mohan. Those are the names describing Krishna's beauty. Or in Bhagavad-gita, Arjuna uses the name Kamala Patraksha. 11th chapter, text number 41. Kamala Patraksha means one who has eyes like lotuses. Even Arjuna is appreciating Krishna's beauty. He calls him Kamala Patraksha. So in that way, we found that even Arjuna is into this ras with Krishna, right in the middle of the battlefield. Oh Kamala Patraksha, one with eyes like a lotus. Very beautiful. So that is in Sakyaras. Even Arjuna is experiencing this rasa. So here, Devaki and Vasudeva in Vatsala rasa, they are experiencing this rasa. Krishna brought back the son of his teacher. Yes, he can bring my sons back too. That's rasa is going on here, and Krishna arranged that those sons come back to life temporarily to give pleasure to Devaki, and then he made them disappear again. So therefore, he is Duranta Shakti, someone whose potencies and activities cannot be easily understood. So therefore, he appears as a son of Devaki, of Vasudeva and Devaki. But at the same time, Krishna appears as Nanda Gopa Kumaraya, as a young Kumara boy of Nanda. You see? Simultaneously, Krishna appears as son of Vasudeva Devaki, but Kunkuni said also, Krishna appears as the Kumaraya of Nanda Maharaj and other cowherd boys of Raj. So that way, this is Bhakta Vatsala, this is Vatsala Ras, parental relationship with the Supreme Lord. That is being explained here in this chapter, the exchanges between Vasudeva and Devaki with Krishna Balaram. So they are expressing how Lord Krishna, Devaki is expressing in this chapter how, having taken birth from me, you have descended to this world in order to kill those kings whose good qualities have been destroyed by the present age, and thus defy the authority revealed in the scriptures and burden the earth. So this is what one of Krishna's reasons for appearance, to he descended in this world in order to kill those kings whose qualities have been destroyed by the present age. That age was Dwarapara Yuga, who were acting as tyrants. Therefore, so we see that Krishna does three things when he appears. Paritranaya sadhuna vinashaya chatuskritam dharma samstapatanaya sambhavam yuge yuge. In every millennium, Krishna says, I appear to remove those who are adharmic and protect the sadhus and re-establish dharma. These are three things that Krishna does. When we study, you will find that throughout his life he did exactly that. From Vrindavan up to Dwaraka, he was removing demoniac forces, protecting his devotees. Therefore, he is referred to as Bhakta Vatsala by the resident of Vrindavan. So that way, the 10th canto become very relishable if we understand certain points about the Lord. How Sri Krishna is the shelter of the universe. So therefore, we found that in the end of the 2nd chapter of the 1st canto, Sutta Goswami says, thus the Lord of the universe protect all planets which are habituated by demigods, human beings and animals. How does he do that? Lilavataro anurato devatiryam naradishu. He assumes different incarnations to protect those who are in goodness. Very beautiful. So in that way, when Krishna appears in different yugas, in different incarnations, he does the same thing to protect those who are upholding Dharma and to remove those who are promoting adharma. That's what Sutta Goswami says in the second chapter of the Bhagavad-gita. Bhagavatam 1-34. Lilavataru anurato. By assuming different forms, the Lord does the same thing. So in that way, this is our Siddhanta. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Krishna is the Supreme Bhagavan Swayam. And then all others are his incarnation. Narasimha, Varaha, they come to fulfill this, or through them, the Lord fulfills his mission of establishing Dharma and protecting those who are followers of Dharma. So in that way, here Devaki and Vasudeva, they were under the suppression of Kamsa. And then the Lord appeared and removed Kamsa and all his friends, Jarasandha, Mustika, Chanura, so many powerful demons. Yes. Putana, Trinavrati, there are so many. So this is the mission of the Lord. So therefore, by understanding Krishna's mission, we can be assured that we are on the right boat of Krishna consciousness. Just by understanding what is Krishna's mission, why Krishna appears in this world. And therefore, as part and parcels of the Lord, we can take part in his mission by distributing books, by distributing Harinam Sankirtan. We don't have to kill the demons, but we can kill them by giving them books, by giving them prasad. Yes. So in that way, Mahaprabhu, when he came, he gave us Harinam Sankirtan as the medicine for all those who are diseased by the age of Kali. So we can assist the Lord in that way by distribution and by giving the holy name. Harinam, 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 Kevalam, Kalonasteva, Nasteva, Katir, Anyata. So in this age of Kali, there is no other way except the chanting of the holy name. So by distributing the holy name, we can remove the demoniac qualities and demoniac mentality of the conditioned souls in this world. We do not have to kill them, just as the Lord killed Putana, but we can give them prasadam and we can allow them to hear the holy name. So that way, Krishna consciousness is very simple, but it requires some higher understanding. Why the Lord is doing what he is doing. Why the Lord is performing these pastimes. Why he is bringing back the dead son of his guru. Why he brought back the dead sons of Devaki. Just to pacify her. Actually, these dead sons of Devaki represents material qualities. Yeah. But when they were removed, she lamented, "Oh, I lost my sons." But actually, they were cursed. They appeared in her womb as part of that curse. It's amazing, isn't it? Yes, they became purified. So in that way, Krishna consciousness is very scientific. Sometimes we may have something that is undesirable, or undesirable things may happen in our lives. We may question why this is happening to me. But it's a way by which the Lord helps us to get purified. We see Devaki, 6 sons, they were killed by Kamsa right in front of her eyes, one after the other. But these sons of Devaki, they were entities of impure characters who just happened to appear within the womb of Devaki to get the opportunity to be relieved of their sinful paths. But as a mother, she became attached. So Krishna brought them back to life just to tell her this was just part of the Leelas. They just came for a short period. So that when we understand these different passages or what is happening in Bhagavatam, or incidents and why, and then also we can become relieved, because sometimes it's confusing. Krishna is instructing Arjuna to kill even Bhishma. Why Krishna is instructing Arjuna to kill his great-grandfather? This is immoral. Some people argue. I used to meet people like that on book distribution. No, this Krishna is not good. Even in Russia, they attempted to ban the Bhagavad-gita because of that. This Krishna is encouraging killing the family members. Not good religion, isn't it? Yeah, sometimes we also think like that. Yeah, why did Krishna encourage this? But actually, every action is just enacted under the supervision of Yoga Maya. Yes. That's why, in response to the arguments of Arjuna in Bhagavad-gita, Krishna begins by saying, you are not Pandit. Why you are not Pandit? Because you are lamenting for that which is not worth of grief, the material body. Those who are real Pandit, they lament neither for the dead living, not for the dead. And then he begins to explain how the soul does not die, how the soul is eternal. So in that way, when we understand the position of the Atma, and then immediately all what is happening is just a drama on stage, but actually it has nothing to do with the living entity. So here, Lord Krishna is going to bring out those points to Devaki and Vasudeva, that all these sons of yours who were killed by Kamsa, just temporal lila, they just appeared temporarily and they had to go. It was a plan. So that way, it is very, very important to understand these leelas of the Supreme Lord. Because we don't understand them properly, we may ask questions. Why did he allow Abhimanyu to be killed at Kurukshetra? Why did he allow the Pandavas to be abused to the point where they lost their kingdom? Isn't it? Yeah. Sometimes it becomes confusing. But this is all Leela. The suffering of the Pandavas is part of the Lord's Leela. Actually, in reality, there is no suffering. When Lord Krishna was leaving, Queen Kunti stopped him and said, now that we are leaving, I'm feeling empty. Even though we have regained our kingdom, it's better that we suffer, because when we were suffering, you were with us. Vipada tat Vipara Tatatatra Jagadguru. Apunar Bhava Darshanam. Because by seeing you, we will never see repeated birth again. It's better to have you with no kingdom. You see? This is the realization of Queen Kunti. Now we've got the kingdom, you are living. It's better that we suffer. Let those calamities come back again. Because we had you. By seeing you, by taking your darshan, we will not see repeated birth and death. So this is the understanding that comes from understanding Krishna's Leelas. So Queen Kunti, he says, Krishna Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namo. So in that way, this secret was understood by Queen Kunti, how Krishna is not just some ordinary boy, but he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead who has decided to become the son of Vasudeva. Just like the gopis also, 10 Canto chapter 31, verse number 9, they are realizing the same thing. Tava katamritam tapta jivanam kavi biriditam karma sapaham shravana mangalam srimadatam buri ginanti yeburida janaha. They are saying the nectar of your activities, your pastimes, your appearance. When your activities are being broadcasted in this world by saintly people, they become the remedy for those who are suffering in this world. The gopis also are saying that your appearance, your activities are like the nectar, especially when they are being broadcasted by saintly people. They are like the remedy for those who are suffering in this world. Very beautiful. So they understood. All the ladies, they understand Krishna very well. Queen Kunti, Uttara, also he understood Krishna. When Ashtatam, when she saw the Brahmaster of Ashtatam, she says, what Krishna Krishna Pahimam. She says, you are Yogeshwara, the master of all mystic. Therefore protect me, protect my womb. And Krishna, of course, responded very wonderfully. She says, you are the master of all mystics. So that the ladies understand Krishna. Even though you are appearing among us, you seem to be a friend of Arjuna, but you are the master of, we are Yogeshwara. Yes, and then Krishna reciprocated as Yogeshwara and protected a child, Parikshit. So that way, this understanding is very, very important. Even though Krishna appears amongst them, they still understand. You are Yogeshwara. You are the master of all mystics. You are Bhagavan, appearing among us. Just like another name of Lord Gauranga is Mishra Bhagavan. Mishra Bhagavan. Why? Because as Bhagavan, he appears in Mishra dynasty of Jagannath Mishra. Therefore it's called Mishra Bhagavan. He is Mishra, but not like other Mishras. He is Bhagavan, appearing in the family of Jagannath Mishra. Beautiful. Yes, he appears amongst us, but he is Still Bhagavan. So this is the understanding here. That even though Lord Krishna is Vasudevaya, he is Devakinandana, Nanda Gopa Kumaraya, but it's still Bhagavan. Even though he's herding the cows in Braj, he's still Bhagavan. So in that way, Lord Krishna's Leelas are beautiful. What is this song says? I forgot. There's one song that is very famous in India. It says, Krishna is the emperor of beauty. Everything adaram maduram. You know the song? Adaram maduram, hashita maduram. That Krishna's is emperor of sweetness. His face is sweet. His smile is sweet. Gopya maduram, his gopis are sweet. Everything about Krishna is sweet. I think you know you know the song, yeah? You know? Yes. Very sweet song. Everything about Krishna is sweet. So thank you very much. I will end here. Now is 5 minutes to 9. And see if you have questions.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you for the wonderful class. Maharaj, my question was, is there any difference between Mother Devaki and Vasudev in comparison to Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj in having Krishna as their beloved son?
Thank you. That's a good question. Is there any difference between Vasudeva and Devaki, Yashoda, Maya and Nanda Baba in having Krishna as their son? There is no difference. But at the same time, there is difference. But there is no difference in the sense that they are equally mothers and fathers of Krishna. But the difference is that Yashoda relished the early pastimes of Krishna, whereas Devaki and Vasudeva, they relished Krishna in youth after he left Vrindavan. So the Krishna of Mathura and Dwaraka is different than Raj Krishna. They didn't have to take care of him, see him falling down as a small baby. They didn't have to see him. They didn't experience his stealing of Jogat, Damodar Lila, that he performed at Nanda Bhavan when he was young. Those pastimes are more sweeter than the pastimes that Krishna performs in Mathura and Dwaraka. So that's the only difference. But their positions as parents is equal. It's just that the difference is that in Braj, the pastimes of Krishna as Makkanchor, Lal Gopal, Lala are very sweet. Then those of Dwaraka and Mathura. So that they didn't get that, they missed that. Yes, that's the only difference. Otherwise, as parents, they are equal in their positions. Okay. Another question? Okay. If there is no more questions, and then we can end here. Thank you very much. Jai Shri Krishna Bhagavan Ki, Shri Prabhupada Ki.